And welcome back to the Doug Karns program here on All Noise Radio, 267-495-4866 or DougKarnsProgram@gmail.com. Alrighty then. In the last break, we were just talking about the earthquake and hurricane, tornadoes, end of the world, all that good stuff. And we're talking about preparedness. So, what do you think is going to happen when the economy fails and nobody is prepared for it? There's going to be civil unrest. There really is. Because nobody's paying attention. Nobody is ready for it. Nobody's at least mentally prepared for it. Everybody's going to freak out, and there's going to be civil unrest in the streets of America. But this hurricane kind of will show you that, hey, if you're prepared for it, there's no reason to panic. No reason at all. I mean, when everybody came out from the earthquake, they came out of the buildings, like into the streets, just poured in all the cities that it affected. Everybody had no idea what to do. Everybody was looking at each other and bumping into each other, and what do we do at this point? Now, if we were prepared for an earthquake, I know we don't get them that often here where we feel them, but if we were prepared for it, we would have known what to do. So it's just such a good analogy when it comes to the economy or some kind of war or anything that we might not be thinking, as of today. It could be tomorrow. It could be a year from now. It could be 10 years from now. But it would just be so great if we could just be prepared for it. Just in your own life, for your own family. And another side note of, it's just funny because I just was thinking about it today. With this hurricane and how trees got knocked down in your yard or, something got blown around, or we usually just call on somebody to take care of that for us. And it never used to be that way. 100 years ago, if a tree fell down in our yard, we knew how to chop it up, and dispose of it or use it as firewood or whatever. But we call and we wait for a tree service to come take care of it for us. But it's just funny how much it's a good lifestyle to live, but what if those services aren't available at one point? We don't know what to do. We don't know how to gut a house, or we don't know how to dispose of a tree. It's all left up to us, or left up to the services that we depend on. So just as a side note, I'm bringing this up because I thought about it today, and I just thought it was kind of funny because we do depend on so many different people just for our own property. So just think about that and kind of realize where we are in our lives. All right, moving on to unions and revolutionaries that I know you love hearing about. Well, actually, no. You know what? First, I want to touch on the Congressional Black Caucus because they start taking on the Tea Party and calling them racist, comparing them to Jim Crow, and these are congressmen. They're outwardly lying about the Tea Party and how they're racist. So let me just play this, and we'll do some comparison with actual Tea Partiers. So let me play this right here.
I'm saying right now, under Chairman Emanuel Cleaver's leadership, we have seen change in Congress. With the Congresswoman Wilson's point, the Tea Party is stopping that change. And this.
All right, so right here, because I know it's kind of hard to listen to it because it's very muffled, but I'll just stop and explain a little bit here and there. So he's saying right here, the Tea Party is stopping the change that was Barack Obama, which we are, but not for the reasons that he thinks we are.
This is beyond symbolic change. This is the effort that we're seeing of Jim Crow.
So he's saying the effort of Jim Crow. This is the Tea Party is trying to do what Jim Crow did. And all right, let me just keep playing it. We'll come back to it.
Some of these folks in Congress right now would love to see us as second-class citizens. Some of them in Congress right now under this Tea Party movement would love to see you and me, I'm sorry, Cameron, hanging on a tree. Some of them right now in Congress are comfortable with where we were 50 and 60 years ago, but it's a new day with a black president and a...
All right, so he is saying that the Tea Party would love to see black people hung from trees. That is the biggest lie I have ever heard. I mean, if you can find evidence of a Tea Partier, a true Tea Partier, because there are some infiltrated members from the left that came into the Tea Party and acted like they're a racist, just the fact to try to prove people wrong. But you find any true Tea Party or any evidence of a racist, I guarantee you, if there's even one, we'll push them out of the Tea Party because we do not stand for that. I mean, there's African Americans in the Tea Party because we don't stand for any kind of color. We don't stand for any kind of discrimination. We stand for the same values. That is what the Tea Party is. And they are getting scared of it, so this is why they are making up lies about how the Tea Party is racist. So let me play a little audio clip. This is from the Restoring Honor rally that Glenn Beck put on last year. 500,000 people showed up for it. Over 500,000. All different races, sizes, and everything. No, there was not one piece. I was there. There was not one instance of racism. Everybody banded together and enjoyed themselves. And were there to show their support for God and their country and for the individual. There was no racism. And I still have not seen one piece of evidence that the left and others like to blame Tea Partiers for being racist. So show me the evidence. But here, let me just play this clip right here, and we'll come back.
One of the reasons that I'm here this weekend is to join arms.
Oh, by the way, this is a black guy talking right here from the Restoring Honor rally. So, I mean, I guess he's racist, right? I guess he hates black people. Black on black hate, you know?
Is to join arms with other like-minded people that, you know, are seeking divine inspiration on where we should take this nation and how we should appreciate it. So I'm very grateful to have been a veteran of the United States Navy. As I look around, I may be one of a few minorities, but that doesn't matter. I stand for Jesus Christ, and I want to thank the Lord just for giving us this day to be able to come out and just mesh with people and let people see that this whole rally is not a black or a white or yellow or brown issue. It's an issue of bringing our country back together as one. You know, we are Americans, and that overshadows anything and everything else.
Yeah. So many people, the way I see it, really don't care anymore. Yeah. That it's just nice to share with people who still care. I mean, for a lot of people, this is about religion and everything. A lot of us are here. It's not about religion. It's just about honor. It's about respect for our country and you know, and values. But it's not really honoring people for some of us so much as just getting to be with other people who still think the same way. Yeah.
There you go. Marines turn sailors into scotch drinkers.
Oh, listen at this.
All right, so it's exactly what they said it was. I mean, we banded together as the way we thought and the values that we had. It wasn't by color. I mean, how many times you see on the left that it's always, you know, the black rally, or it's just they always band by the color. And this was about values and God and the individual. This is what we came together for. And it didn't matter what color you were. It really does not matter. As long as you stand for individual freedom, the individual right to worship any kind of religion that you want. In that case, I was majority of Christianity, but it doesn't matter. I mean, look at going back. He's sitting there defending Israel last week and the right to, you know, be a Jew and worship God under Judaism. So it doesn't matter what religion you are. It's just we banded together to have the right. And see, this is what people forget. It's not a right to just, for instance, right to education. That's not how it works. God only gives you the right to freedom, the right to do what you want. And what you do with that freedom is your choice. If you want to go to school, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. It's whatever you want. But it's the rights are they can't be touched by government, and they're very small. This whole right to education, right to health care, that's not a right. That's their privileges. They are privileges under the eyes of God. And it's something you should strive for. Strive for education, strive for healthcare. It's something, that's what gives you motivation to work. But as soon as you start getting that stuff for free, you can see it. I mean, look at our school systems. They're failing more and more each day because it's just given to them. It's given to, some people do take advantage of it, but a lot of them don't. So, this is where the whole confusion and rights come in. You have the right to have the freedom to do what you want, but what you do with that is your choice. So, anyways, I'm tired of like the Black Caucus, Congressional Caucus. Like, get out of here. The color does not matter. As you can see, we support people like Herman Cain and Allen West because they hold the values that the average American hold. It doesn't matter. Color, like we're colorblind when it comes to that. And until you see that, you're obviously not going to get it, and you're not going to get the support of the American people. I mean, I know where they're coming from. They're saying that Tea Partiers want to make a smaller federal government so less people get their entitlements, like food stamps and all that, which would hurt a lot of inner city black kids and black families. But like Allen West said, is that needs to happen for them to get out of it. Keep it for the people who definitely need it, who are disabled or whatever, cannot get out of it. But we got to start pushing people off these programs so they can actually flourish in the capitalist system and better their lives. But with that instance of calling the Tea Partiers haters or whatever, how about the anarchists that are they're always campaigning for the unions, like in Wisconsin? I'm going to play this clip. It's kind of hard to hear. I'll reiterate it when we come back from the clip. But these RAN, which stands for, Red and Anarchist Action Network. These guys campaign for unions all the time, and they won civil unrest. So I'm going to play this clip, and then we'll come back, talk about it, and take a break. And let me roll that right here. So, in the video, that the hole in the banner, it says, "Class and war, no justice, no peace," and it says "RAN" on it. And they're campaigning for the unions. And this guy looks right at the camera and says, "All you effing teabaggers, it's coming. It's coming for you. Get ready." And do you hear one Tea Partier using that kind of language or threatening somebody? If you do, send me the evidence. Send it to my email or tell me in a voicemail where I can find it, because I have not seen one piece of evidence. So we're up against a break because we need to start talking about this October 2011, which is a huge movement to shut down the government. And the Tea Partiers are always blamed for trying to shut down the government. We don't care. We know we need a federal government, but we want a smaller one. We don't want to shut it down. But these guys actually want to shut it down. All right, so we'll break it down, and we'll be right back after this.